I would be remiss to not actually give credit where credit was due and actually speak the truth to the court of public opinion, which just so happened to be you. We all remember 2016, and we remember that the people are the ones who actually voted for change. All right, the people voted for change. But however, when you look at Paul Ryan and the rest of the cronies up there in Washington, they thought that when Trump came into office, it was going to be business as usual. All right. And of course, if you pay attention, see, a lot of people, when President Trump says something, they get emotionally charged and they can't discern the difference between political rhetoric and what's really truly going on. And so it's really truly hard to try to reach a lot of people whose constitution is being offended. I mean, when you're being offended and stuff, what can you say to someone's offended when they choose to ignore all facts and only just stick to what their assertions admit? All right. But as I look at these 2 years that President Trump has been in office, the truth is this, and this is the literal truth. All right. The truth is President Trump has been blocked by a lot of things that he wanted to do by his own cabinet, by the White House, and by Congress, and especially even in his own party. He's been blocked on trade, literally by the White House. Of course, you know, he ran on the ticket to end all these warrantless wars. Now, what a warrantless war is when Congress has not declared war. Now, you got to ask yourself a question. We got this thing called a war on terror, but the war on terror, the terrorist has no face. The terrorist has no name. To me, it seems like just cause terror and chaos throughout all the earth. But Trump ran against these endless, warrantless wars, and guess what? His own cabinet has blocked it. I mean, he may be the president of the United States of America and the leader of the free world, but when you have a Congress that is dead set at running business as usual, what can he do? Now, this is speaking in all fairness. I don't care who the president was. Anybody remember President Reagan when he decided he was going to step outside of the way that the powers that be wanted to do business? Anybody remember what happened to him? If you don't, go back and study history there a little bit, all right? And then from that point on, we had another peep out of Ronald Reagan. He's been tough, literally, on immigration. But people seem to forget that there's not a president that has ever been more tough on immigration than Barack Hussein Obama. That man was really tough, really tough. And so the mental gymnastics, the stage playing, the politics that's being played today, it's literally off the chain. It disgusts us who are in the know, because when the media, the news media, is putting a spin on everything in order trying to confuse the court of public opinion, it's mostly left up to people like myself and other independent resources to give you the truth of what's going on. And when you know the truth of what's going on, you're better able to prepare yourself and to be informed and not be under some type of illusion or some fairy tale that they're feeding you. Because, man, when these people talk, they sound so convincing. But have you ever been interviewed before? And then by the time they publish your story in the newspaper, you read it, and it's like, man, that's nothing what I said. That's not how I said it, and neither was that the intent. I guess you have to be on that side of the fence in order to comprehend and understand. But Obama was tenacious on immigration. And was Trump? He wanted to build a wall, a border wall. But Congress is fighting him on every single end. There's a lesson that needs to be learned. You see, President Trump won by the populist vote. And the people that are occupying the Congress are not populist people. They are establishment people. And there's a difference between populist and establishment. Kamala Harris, who ain't gonna be on the ticket. She may think she is. Everybody under illusion. And that's another thing. You know, the so-called black political leaders, they're doing everything they can to try to cram Kamala Harris down to black people's throat, and they ain't nobody's accepted. Go on YouTube and look at it. The black people are not having it. Those who are politically active in voting, the black people are just not having this woman right here. I don't care how they try to spin it. I don't care how much favor they try to put up there. She ain't it. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Because she's totally rejected by the black community. Totally rejected. So what really is happening, what really needs to happen is that rather than, and mind you, I ain't got to worry about politics because I got other things better to do, but I can inform and help people that are interested in it to actually, if they want to run. I realize how hard it is to get access to the ballot. I understand, but the only way that this country is going to change, if we're going to believe in our political system, is that populist people who are interested in the will of the people has to run. Because what happens is that people, they start off with the same old campaign rhetoric, promises, and then by the time they get to Washington, they get turned out. They get turned out, and they have totally flip-flopped. Then they come back to the people, back to the constituents with the spin, and people are sitting up and listening to him. You're making a big mistake if you're looking towards political figures as saviors, because they ain't the way to do it. Look, listen, in case you hadn't figured it out, the whole entire political system in the United States of America is no longer ran by the people. Now, that's the way that the Constitution has it. It has it for us to be able to run this country. And then whenever we get selected officials, now I'm going to use the pure term of elected officials, when the elected officials no longer do the will of the people, then you can get them out of office and put somebody else in there that would do it. But I'm telling you, man, the pressure is real. Have you ever been in a leadership position before and some things come down the pike that goes against your conscience and you don't want to do it? Man, I'm telling you, the pressure is all but real. So don't get it wrong. Trump is not only having a time with the House over there with the Dems who are just thirsty for power. What we have to do is stop playing this dog and pony show. 1 minute we get pissed off at the Democrats, then we elect a Republican. Clinton, Democrat. George W. Bush, Republican. Then we get sick and tired of Republicans, then we elect another Democrat. Barack Hussein Obama. Then we get sick and tired of that, and then we go back to Republican again. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Now what's going to happen after him? Are we going to get in line to elect another Democrat who's far left? Whoever knows what that's going to be. I mean, really. And as Jesse Ventura says, what's the difference? What's the difference? We got some things to figure out.